Yo, what's good, y'all? Rodrigue Cuts. In today's video, I'm gonna be showing you all the equipment that I use to record my haircut videos and also for YouTube, but mainly focusing on just creating a video when I am doing a haircut. And I'm gonna just give some quick tricks and really just diving in deeper on why certain tools work for certain reasons. Jumping right into it, I want to shout out my boy Isa Blends right there. Check him out. He also got a YouTube, and he's gonna be dropping some content soon. So stay on the look for that. This is my boy's hat. I have a Sony. This is an A6000. This is like, I think this is just like the base model. You could go up and you could upgrade it. The more to upgrade it is. It has the mirrorless camera flip to where if you were vlogging, it would be able to, you're still able to see great quality and still be around the cheaper range. It was $600 for the kit, but we're gonna jump into the lens. So right here we got the I think it's a Sigma. Yep, this is the Sigma 30mm 1.4 DCDN. So with this one, it's gonna be a lot more zoomed in since it's a 30mm. You wanna come over here, Dad? It's a 30mm, so it's gonna be a lot more zoomed in. The lower the millimeters it is, the more wide it is, and the higher millimeters, the more zoomed in. So just to give you a quick reference, I'm actually gonna show you on the screen what this millimeter would look like, and then compared to the other lens that I do have. And then for my next lens, and this is the one that I use pretty much for every video, it's gonna be a Sigma 16mm 1.4 DCDN. This one, like I said, the lower the millimeters, the more range. So this one is more like a wide range, and I'm able to get the whole haircut and basically the background, and I don't have to be so far between me and the client to get that image, because with this 30mm, I'll have to stand all the way back to get the haircut, but with this one, it's taking half of that distance away. So you can see the difference in the lenses, and this is gonna play a big part. But since both of them do have the 1.4 aperture, then it's still gonna give that same blurriness effect in the background. And like I said, I'm gonna show you a side-by-side comparison on how these do look, and you're gonna be able to see just really how blurry and how crispy they are, and the depth of range that they do capture. And then coming over here, right here, I have this battery pack. I also have another one that has 2 batteries in there. Just because the Sony A6000, it does die pretty quick. I have an extra pack of batteries on deck, and really, you just keep it on the charger, and whenever one dies, you switch it to where if you're creating content throughout the whole day, you're gonna have a lot of battery life, and you're not gonna have to stress about the camera dying, and basically just getting all the content, because that's the worst when you go into your bag or you plug in the camera and your camera's dead, so you can't create the content. And of course, this is gonna be essential, an SD card. I recommend getting something between the 64 to the 250 something, just to where you don't have to keep deleting photos and videos off of your camera, and that you can just go throughout the day and record as much clips as possible. Right here, this is gonna be the adapter for the SD card, and this basically just plugs into my computer, and then from there I'm able to transfer all the videos that I'm taking right here to my computer, and then from the computer I'm gonna send it over to my iPad and record. And these two right here are actually put together as well. This is just another battery pack. It came with 2, and this is, I forget how much inches, it looks around like 6 to 7 inches by 4, and this is like a LED light, and the battery goes on the back right here, and really this can attach to the top of the camera. There it goes. And if I needed any just lighting, any closer or anything like that, basically I'm able to figure out the lighting. It's adjustable, so you can move it around, you can twist it, you can do different things. And on the back it has a gauge really too on how bright you do want it. So this is gonna come in clutch too if you are struggling with lighting. But that should be it for right there. And then moving on to the tripod that I do use. It took me a minute to find this. I was trying to find like something that had, here, let's go on this side, put the lighting back. I was trying to find something that had an articulating arm to where I could pull it down, and I was able to, basically right here, and then just adjust it in different angles like that. But I couldn't find anything, and finally ran across, basically putting this together. This right here is, I think, an 18-inch gooseneck, and it has the same millimeter screw right here that fits into the camera. So I just tighten that on, and bam, there's my camera. And whenever I do go to record a video, you want to make sure that it has a good stance to where it's not falling, and that if you do hit it, it's not going to tip over, because you are going to have an expensive amount of equipment on top. For the most part, this gooseneck is very versatile and it's very hard duty. You're able to move it in a 360, and then you can find and be creative whichever way that you do want to adjust the neck. So if there was a hair or a head right here, and I was trying to, get a different angle over here, then I'm gonna move it. You can loosen up the camera a little bit right here, adjust it in different angles that is gonna give you the best angle. And sometimes you might need to even switch the tripod just so you could get that type of angle. But the best thing is having this gooseneck, because a stationary tripod would only allow you to get one angle like this, and you would have to move it right here, and then you have to move it right here. So I'm pretty sure you guys can tell the difference with this articulating or this bendable gooseneck. My main sources of light, I have one in the corner, another one, and another one. So this is just gonna help me balance the whole thing out. And then I also have this big window that pretty much helps me out. But basically you try to fill the whole air, and if you ever do struggle with more lighting as well, then that's when this comes in clutch. Excuse me. Alright, now since I broke down all the equipment that I do use, I was just gonna go in and basically just show you a little, hold on, let me see. Now since I showed you all the equipment that I do use, I'm just gonna give a quick demo on how I would cut and record, and basically just put all of this stuff together. So jumping right into it, I already got the tripod on there, and I'm gonna use a 16mm. Since I did break down all the equipment, I wanted to go over and show you how easy it actually is to record a video and make that content for Instagram while you're actually cutting. It's really simple, and it really doesn't take any extra time. You do start to get used to it when you are cutting and recording. Maybe at the beginning it does take some adjusting, and it's just a little bit more extra that you do gotta involve in recording. And with the haircut, so it's a little bit of multitasking, but it's really nothing that is really hard. And since you are the creator, you get to get as much creative. Since you are the creator, you get to get as creative as you want to be. There's gonna be two types of videos. You can do one on a tripod, or you could also do one that is handheld, either with the phone or with the camera. And I'm gonna break down basically both of those and kind of show you how easy it actually is to do it. And then just a few tips too before you do go into recording. I like to have my equipment as ready as possible, It's best to have it ready before you even do record, because when you get your haircut, you want to just go straight into the haircut and then just grab your equipment instantly, instead of having you know, your lens in your backpack, or you can't find your computer, or I mean your camera. And I admit that that's basically me. Like I'll be like, fuck, where's my camera lens? Where's this? To where it's taking time and you're running into your person's haircut. My second thing, I always will say, you always gotta ask if the client was okay with you recording. Some people don't feel comfortable with being on camera. I'm gonna start with just doing a handheld. You're just gonna wanna have your elbow locked in as much as possible to your rib cage or to the side. And this is gonna be the moving and the adjustable arm. So if you hold it right here, and no matter what you're doing, you're always gonna have that stability. You never actually wanna focus when you're cutting on the camera. So if you wanna come right here and show them real quick. You never wanna look through the screen of the camera while you're cutting, because it's a different perspective. So you always wanna still look at the haircut, but just have the video recording, and that you're able to still see the haircut. And you can start getting creative too with really whatever angles that you want. There's people that, you know, they move the camera at the same time, or you could start playing with it right here, getting different things, and basically just getting creative as possible. And then hopping into the tripod video, like I showed you earlier, you're just gonna want to screw it on right here. Make sure that you are very careful at this process if you already have your lens on, just because you do not want that shit to fall and cause some damage. I'm able to use both hands while I'm cutting, so I'm still able to do whatever I was gonna do without having to have that non-dominant hand recording and only being able to use one thing. So for example, if I was gonna do clipper over comb, I need my clipper and I need my comb, or my comb and my clipper. And obviously I wouldn't be able to do that with my phone, or if I was doing a handheld, because I need both hands. So this is when this is gonna come in clutch the most. A moderate range. I wouldn't say too close, because I made the mistake having it too close sometimes, and if my hand gets in the way, the focus actually focuses on your hand a lot more than the haircut. So the haircut will be blurry in the background, but your hand is gonna have a lot of focus, to where it's just a clip that you can't use. I'll keep it back here. I don't know, how far is that? Like 2 feet? Yeah, I'll say around 2 feet. And this is gonna capture a lot more range too. But it is very simple. If I'm cutting right here, I can move it around right here. I can get different angles right here. I could adjust it higher to where it gets angles coming down right here. I can get angles coming up, sideways. You only want to get a certain amount of pieces that you know you're gonna put in your video, and not record the whole thing and then have to break it down, because that's what's gonna make your video editing process a lot longer than it really should be. So I wanted to go behind the scenes and show it kind of live with my little brother here, and having the camera right here. We got the 16mm. This is what I was talking about with having it a little bit distant right there between you and your client. And this is what it would look like on screen. Now there's gonna be 2 different settings that I suggest. If you wanted to move around and get a lot of different angles and basically play with the camera and capture different angles coming from different sides and different points of views, I would definitely leave the camera on. Let me get to it. That's funny, I can't find it. Oh, so I'll definitely leave it on the autofocus, just because this is gonna automatically focus every clip. But if you wanted to do a stationary clip, oh, there we go. If you wanted to keep it a lot more stationary, say I just wanted my camera to stay right here the whole time, I will put it on manual focus. And then what you're gonna do is twist this You see how his face is getting blurry? You're gonna wanna twist it until it focuses more. There it goes. Now it's highlighting his whole body and his eyes and his head to where the cut is gonna be focused strictly on him. Oh shit. So let me show you the difference in what this would do. If my hand gets in the way, it's not gonna focus on my hand and it's still always gonna be focused on him. So my hands is always gonna be blurry and it's always gonna be focused on him. So the benefit of this is me cutting right here and it's still focusing on the main subject. Now if I switched it to autofocus, let me stop this video. Now if I switch it to the autofocus, you'll see that from a distance, it's still gonna be the same. And this is why I advise you going from a distance. But if I get closer, it's gonna focus on my hand. So if I get a lot closer with the camera, and say I was trying to get a clip showing this close, now you guys are gonna see how focused it is on him. But now watch me put my hand in the way to go record this clip and it focused on my hand. So this is gonna be like the biggest upset of your clip because it's not gonna be worthy of even recording it when you do, worthy of editing it when you do go to edit your video. All right, so that concludes just my breakdown of the equipment that I use and just a couple tips when it comes to creating the content on Instagram. Let me know what you did like in the game that you did peep, and I appreciate you guys watching. It's Rodrigue Cuts. I'll see you in the next one.